What's up, you guys? It's Jonno! Today we're going to talk about a brand new trading method that you absolutely must know about. You probably already know about it, honestly. All you pros out there watching my channel, I know you guys know about this, but if you haven't really thought about this all the way through, you may not have got the whole deal, okay? This is called IV gambling, alright? You guys, I'm just gonna describe what this is, okay? There's essentially no reason to ever transfer your crappy Pokemon again. What you want to do is trade them to re-roll the IVs. Think about it, you guys. If you have a crappy Pokemon and you transfer it, you just get one candy for that, okay? But let's say you trade it to someone. You have the opportunity to get 1, 2, or 3 candies depending on the distance for what you trade them, alright? So you could get extra candies, alright? So that's pretty cool. And it could re-roll the IVs. So you basically have the chance to take a crappy Pokemon and give it to somebody else, and it's a good Pokemon, and then when they transfer it, they get candies too. So you both get candies from the same Pokemon. So I'm telling you guys, this is basically a new meta strategy. I'm gonna go through everything that you need to know in order to do this strategy, okay? Now, let's go ahead and look at my screen. This is me and Wifey doing some trades. That's what you see on the left and the right of the screen. But in the center right now is me IVing my Pokemon and watching World Cup, okay? I have been watching World Cup like crazy. You guys, put who you think is gonna win World Cup in the comments. This is getting crazy. It's almost done, and the teams are really good. So yeah, if you're watching World Cup, put it down in the comments. Alright, sorry for the distraction there. Alright, you guys, so what you have to do, you absolutely must do this. IV your Pokemon first. You must get a number IV and put it in your Pokemon's name. Now, if you're using Calci IV, like me, for Android, you may not know about this, alright? You guys, when you go and IV it, it actually copies the name, gender, and IVs of the Pokemon to your clipboard. Did you know that? I bet you guys didn't know that. I just found it out the other day. So when you go rename them, just hit paste, and it's really super fast to rename all your Pokemon with the correct IVs. Aside from there's a couple of them that don't work correctly, and for some reason they're putting these weird emojis and numbers that I don't understand. If anybody understands that, please put it down in the comments. On the Venusaur, for me and for Wifey, it did the same thing. It put the IVs, I see the IVs, I think it was a 74%, but then I don't know what the rest of that is, and there's some emojis that seem to represent the attacks. I don't get it. I can't really tell what I'm looking at there, so if anybody knows, let me know. But once you get your Pokemon IV'd, you can do what me and Wifey are doing here, which is transferring them and then seeing what the IVs look like after the transfer. And actually, some of mine turned really high IVs, not crazy high IVs like perfects. I don't know if you can even get perfects from this method, but I mean, I did get some pretty high IVs, and the ones that were transferred over were very low IVs. So at least there's that. You take a crappy Pokemon, re-roll the IVs, make it a decent Pokemon. I think that for organic players who just want to get decent Pokemon with battles of the best of them as the appraisal message and maybe one perfect stat, you could do that. Now, I haven't gotten any that had more than one perfect stat. I haven't gotten any that had 3 perfect stats, obviously. If anybody has gotten a perfect from trading as great friends, please let me know. Now, me and Wifey are great friends, and when you get to best friends, you may have a lower threshold for where the IVs can go. Currently, at our friendship level, the IVs can basically bottom out. I've had it say 2 stats that were extremely low, and I'm like, dang, I don't know if you can actually get a perfect 0, a 0% Pokemon from trading. I haven't seen anything that low. If you've seen a 100 or a 0 from trading, please let me know in the comments, because I'm very curious about that. But I think that there's basically thresholds. It can't go too high, it can't go too low, and as you upgrade your friendship, I'm guessing that the lower threshold inches a little bit higher, and then the higher threshold hopefully inches higher to the point where you could potentially get a perfect from your best friends, which would make this an extremely meta strategy. But nobody has had time to become best friends yet, so we're not sure how that's going to work. But I'm really hoping that that's possible, that you could take a crappy IV, trade it, and potentially get a perfect Pokemon off of it. That would make this an extremely meta strategy. It's a sort of meta strategy right now because it's like you can't get a perfect. I haven't noticed anything higher than, like, you know, high 80s coming off of a trade. So I'm not sure if this is really worth your time, but if you're sitting with a friend and you don't have much else to do, you could sit and reroll Pokemon for something better to do, and it does increase your friendship level as long as you trade one time throughout the day, or gift one time throughout the day, or raid one time throughout the day. You cannot increase it more than that one action on your account. So trading over and over and over again isn't going to increase your friendship a whole lot. I thought that I would just become best friends with wifey on day one just by like grinding trades, but obviously we know now that that is not how it works. You just have to wait the time and be consistent and do those actions every single day with them. Alright, you guys, so what we're doing here is just trading and trading and trading. We were actually just chilling out, me and wifey hanging out on the couch, and she was being really particular about what she will and will not trade with me. She got really mad at me because I was trading her the rose, and I'm like, look, I'm just doing it for the video. Can you just trade me? So she finally did trade me for the rose. But yeah, we were just chilling out. We're watching World Cup. We've been watching World Cup all day long. Today was France and Belgium, so that was a riveting game. I won't post any spoilers for those of you who have not watched. Alright, but yeah, we're just chilling. You can see us here on the couch, me and wifey hanging out, transferring some Pokemon. Basically, you're not going to transfer Pokemon anymore. From what I can tell, this is better than transferring. You have the potential to get more candies, you have the potential to get better IVs off of your crappy Pokemon, and I just think that in general, this is way better than simply transferring your Pokemon. Now, it does take quite a bit more time. It's going to take quite a lot of time to sit here and do this, but once you get into the trade lobby, it actually goes pretty quickly, and 100 Stardust for a trade is pretty negligible, so yeah. Now I do need to find a way to get wifey a whole bunch of legendaries that she doesn't have, and some shinies that she didn't get. She wasn't able to get any shinies on Squirtle Day because she was working, and she didn't understand that there was Sunglasses Squirtle from the research because she's like an extremely casual player, so yeah, she didn't get the memo on that, and didn't get any Sunglasses Squirtle. So I got a lot of trades that I need to do with wifey. She needs those Pokemon, and she's not going to have a chance to get them again, from what I understand. So yeah, I would really like to trade her those, but I just don't have that Stardust. How many of you guys actually have a million Stardust? Alright, you guys put a million down in the chat. Write 1 million down in the chat if you actually have a million Stardust. Put a rip in the chat if you don't. Mine's a rip, you guys. I don't have any million Stardust. I have a Stardust spending problem. I think I might actually have a problem. I've been told by my fans that I have a problem, alright, and by my good friends as well. So I'm like, okay, you guys, I'll have to admit this. I probably do have a problem. I just can't keep that Stardust. Every time I got it, I gotta spend it on a high IV shiny, or even sometimes hello, IV Shiny. You guys know me. Anyway, I wanted to put this out there because it is extremely valuable information. We're calling it IV gambling. I actually have to shout out to a fan. I don't know who it was, but somebody came in my stream the other day and they were like, Johnno, are you gonna do a video about IV gambling? And I was like, you know, I've been thinking about doing this video for days and days and days, but I just haven't put it together yet because I needed to sit and trade with wifey and actually IV all the Pokemon, which does take quite a bit of time. You have to IV all the Pokemon that you want to trade, otherwise you won't know what IVs they were after you trade them, so you don't know if they went up or down. So just for the sake of knowing, you kind of want to IV them first. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. I mean, we have this information here, we're calling it IV gambling, and if you don't want to, you know, transfer Pokemon and you want to get more candies and you want to get friendship level with your friends and you want to get the potential for higher IV Pokemon than you started out with, then this is a pretty good strategy. I don't see any downside to this aside from the time that it takes to sit and do that. But you know what, it's a new feature. I don't think anybody is, you know, like bummed out about sitting here and using the feature. I love the animations, they look really cool. I was having fun checking the IVs on the new Pokemon and seeing which ones went up and which ones went down. I obviously don't recommend trading high IV Pokemon like I was doing here. I had an Eevee there that went way down, basically got trashed after the trade, but the low IVs, trade them up because they're basically only going to go up, and if they go down it doesn't matter, they were low anyway, you were already going to transfer them. So yeah, the only other thing is you cannot mass trade, so obviously there is mass transfer, which is going to save you a ton of time. You can't just mass trade with somebody. That would actually be kind of a cool feature. Mass trading, you know, like I'll just trade these and these, and then it comes back and just returns you like a list of IVs. That'd be nice. I'd like to see IVs actually broken out in this game correctly. We've been begging for that for a long time. I even still know organic players who got banned for using IV checkers way back in the day, and they're still salty about it. So I mean, I'm like, you guys, people want to know the IVs. IVs are one of the most important things in the game from a collector purpose, and it is very much a collector's game. So I'm like, could they please just break out the IVs like Draconius Go did? If you didn't play Draconius, like I didn't play, but I watched some of my live stream friends like Teddy Burr family playing on Draconius Go, and they actually put the IVs at the top on the card for the Pokemon, so it showed their individual values on that actual card for the monster in Draconius Go. So I know that they could do it in Pokemon, and I really wish that they would do it, and it's been long enough, and I think that they should do that. But in the meantime, you just have to use Calci IV or something else like that. It will not get you shadow banned to use Calci IV, because all it's doing is taking a screenshot of your phone and then running the math on the potential for that Pokemon, and that's why it does not give you an exact value on Calci IV every single time, because it's just running the math and it may not know the exact value. And if you put in the specific values like I showed in my video, it will give you a smaller range for the potential IVs, and that's just one little tiny detail that you might need to know about Calci IV if you've never used it before. Alright you guys, that's going to be the end for my video. I hope that you learned a lot, and I hope that you use this method to get some sweet Pokemon. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to my amazing subscribers, and peace!